On crypto. Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. So, wow. Just when you think banks can't stoop any lower, you've got a bank in Idaho that had an executive that has allegedly stolen over 3 months, allegedly stolen about $345,000 from a lender. Jessica Ann Marshall has since been banned from working at any FDIC related institutions. That's huge news. That's huge news. It's the Bank of Idaho. My bad, the Bank of Idaho. I wonder what kind of checks and balances there are. This was a branch manager who allegedly was able to steal the money by circumventing different rules because she was the boss. She was able to direct her underlings to do certain things to allow her to steal the money. Wow. Wow. The allegations are huge. The allegations are not small, and it is a very big deal. The banking industry needs to rethink not just what they do for a living, but how they are going to do it. The trust in banks has diminished immensely over the years. Immensely. Which is why I think people are really flocking toward crypto. Something we have to pay attention to, people. It really is not as small as what people think. Then you've got a publicly traded company, BitFuFu. BitFuFu entered into a 2-year deal with Bitmain to acquire 80,000 Bitcoin mining rigs. Wow. They're not playing games. They're not playing games. They're like, we're going to be a part of this, and that's going to be that. But here's the thing, don't forget. They can mine and they can do AI. So let's take note. I mean, right now they're going to all be used for mining, right? But that's a very big deal. That's a very big deal. That's a 2-year plan with, flexible payment structures, right? Meaning I can pay you on this kind of timeline, accept product on this kind of timeline. Still, all in all, 80,000 rigs. That's not a small thing. It's not a small thing. Then on top of that, MicroStrategy is saying that they've got a $2 billion plan, right? They want to raise $2 billion, of course, to expand their Bitcoin holdings and probably to pay some bills because that's the way that works. You snatch up more money to do what you want to do, but some of that money is also allocated toward paying down some debt. So that self-perpetuating thing that's going on, wow. I mean, you kind of have to run the numbers. At some point, it's got to come to an end, but it won't be an abrupt end. I seriously doubt it'll be an abrupt end, and I'm expecting him to buy some more Bitcoin today because it's Monday, and that's what he does, right? So Michael Saylor's making moves still, right? And they are the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin. Very interesting. I think other companies, MetaPlanet has a plan to go buy more Bitcoin as well, albeit smaller than $2 billion, okay? Right? But they do have a plan. I told you about that yesterday. So something else that's going on is Coinbase. This is crazy. Coinbase is actually thinking about offering tokenized stocks, their own stock, on the Coinbase platform. That is a little bit more than just a little interesting. You're seeing more and more exchanges, centralized exchanges, start to offer stocks, and you're starting to see investment banks looking into and moving toward offering crypto services to the masses, not just to institutions, but to the masses. I told you the other day, it's E-Trade and Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab owns Thinkorswim, so one would think that would probably be the chosen platform. Thinkorswim is wildly popular. Wildly popular. The also-rans, Citi, Bank of America, supposedly they have platforms. Not with the name recognition of an E-Trade or Thinkorswim, but supposedly they have, they have something. So I want you to think about this. If they have platforms, they don't have names, right? They're not really appealing to the masses. There are probably a ton of other customers from other banks playing around with E-Trade and Thinkorswim. Do you think they're going to go back? No, they're not. They're going to stay right where they are. In order for either one of those banks to actually do something, the best thing that they could do is go out and buy a Robinhood or buy a TradingView. Right? The reason why I say so is because it's not just because they need to start offering crypto, but it's also because they need the existing customer base. That's what they're in need of, because they don't have it with their own customer base. They need to go acquire that, and those would be two purchases that would make it happen. Now, there was speculation that JP Morgan was going to buy Robinhood because there was an existing relationship. Somehow they balked, and they said nah, and they went and bought something else. They bought, and from what I recall, that something else that they bought, what is it, commodity or something like that? It's a dying business. Like, walking down that road, there's an end to that road. Now, there could be an end to the road for crypto, but nobody can actually see the end of that road. But for what they bought, you could see the end of the road. It's kind of like, really? That's what you're doing here? It's like you're on a train and you can actually see the end of the line. Are you serious? That was a bad pet trick by JP Morgan. So now that leaves Robinhood open for purchase by other banks. So JP Morgan supposedly being a leader in the banking industry. Imagine if Bank of America bought them. Imagine if Citi bought them. JP Morgan would immediately take a step back. Right? Here's something else to contemplate. You want to know who's not in a position to buy them? Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is not in any position to buy them. Then you've got to take a step back and you've got to really contemplate, what if a second tier bank went out and bought them? Let that wash over you for a minute. Imagine a second tier bank going out and buying a Robinhood or a TradingView just to be able to offer, crypto services. And here's the other part. None of them will do well to start off with just Bitcoin and Ethereum, because that's what I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning that somebody's going to come out and say, oh yeah, we do crypto, and it's only Bitcoin and Ethereum. People are going to look at them and go like, are you serious? That's not enough. So they'll win some people over, and I don't think they'll win people over. I think that they'll keep a few of their people there as they have a new alternative to on-ramping money to go buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. But they'll still have to go someplace else to buy whatever else it is that they want. That's a problem. That's more than just a problem. So I hope that it's not just announcements, but that they're taking pragmatic approaches to actually offering crypto. You're not going to get away with just two. That's not the way it's going to work. Because I can tell you now, ETFs, that it's my prediction that ETFs only offering Bitcoin or Ethereum or just the two, those ETFs over time are going to die out. And I give it within 5 years. Why? Because I can go, the whole power of an ETF is because an ETF normally holds a bag of stuff that you're interested in. So it's got built-in diversity, but you've got only one sitting in an ETF. Only one. Tops two. I'm expecting those ETFs to go bye-bye. Now, will they go fully bye-bye? Probably not, because when somebody that's a part of the community said, well, you can't buy crypto in your retirement accounts. And my response to that is, not yet. That's my response. Not yet. And here's the other part. Do you care if you're already paying taxes on it? Right? So we'll see. We'll see how the laws go. But I'm going to tell you now, as you have more and more adoption, it's going to be difficult for governments to tax crypto on the buy side, it's going to be easy for them to capture them on the sell, on the sell side or purchase side. Meaning, I walk into the store, I order my bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, no ketchup on a roll with my Bustelo coffee on the side, right? And I pay with crypto. There'll be tax. That'll be where you pay your taxes. Adoption of cryptocurrencies for goods, that's going to skyrocket. Like I said, Rebel Reach, my hosting platform, Rebel Reach is receiving phone calls from companies that want to host, that want to be future proof, and they want to host their e-commerce platforms with us because we give you credit card, PayPal, and crypto all on the same platform, and all of the sales are direct to you. It doesn't go through a third party and then to you. It goes straight to you, and you pay a monthly flat fee so that you know how much you're paying every month. Now it's a sliding scale depending on how much transfers, but you're gonna know exactly how much you're gonna pay for a given time period. That's the idea. So with more and more adoption, I go with Bitwise, the CEO, that you're gonna see scarcity. It'll be dramatic. It'll be dramatic because right now it's like this, then it'll be like this. It's gonna be no joke. I'm still tripping over Coinbase. Tokenized stocks. Their own stock on Coinbase. I think that would drive up the stock. If they do, because I know I would buy it. The only issue is that when I buy the stock, is it my stock? Like, I want to know that that's my stock because there's different rules with stocks versus crypto. So it's my stock. That stock is assigned to me. That particular stock is assigned to me. And I want to know, where would I be able to hold that? If it's tokenized, where can I hold it? Because it's my own stock. One of the things that I have an issue with over the stock market is you always have to go through a broker, and a broker holds your stock for you. And your stock is earmarked. And I'm like, remember back in the day, you got your stock. You got your stock. I'm interested in that. I want to know more. Tell me more. Seriously, tell me more. Then you have Vitalik Buterin saying, listen, superintelligent AI is going to pose a big problem, a really big problem. And it should be decentralized so that nobody can actually control everything about it. So that's one thing. And then introduce temporary regulatory rules around it so that you can mitigate the risk of that superintelligence. It's going to be a very big deal. It's going to be bigger than what people think. Way, way, way bigger. Think about what you can do now with AI, right? Think about what you can do now with AI. Then think about what you'd be able to do with what I call real AI or super intelligent AI. AI that actually can think for itself and not just guess based on an algorithm. That's going to be dangerous. And he's calling it out and he's saying, listen, decentralization is the way to go. And I'm thinking, yeah, he's probably got something there. Then India is tripping. They want to move forward like badly with the E-Rupee. That's their CBDC. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, that's going to be a billion-person mistake. That's going to be a mistake for them. They'll demonstrate to the world that, oh yeah, we have control over everything now. All the money. I predict that any country that forces a CBDC will watch their CBDC fail immensely. The difference being is that it won't be just their CBDC, right? Excuse me. It would be their fiat. Because you can have people that just say, I'm not going to participate in your fiat system. I'm holding digital assets and digital assets are international because it's stateless. I'm going to go do that. And if you have more and more people that do that, you're going to have a problem. And then remember, you still have to get everybody around the world to accept your CBDC because that's how money moves. So imagine I get paid in CBDC here. I flip it to a bank that lets me onboard to crypto. Done. All done. And then I just start charging crypto for whatever it is I do to earn money for a living. I just charge crypto. You can pay me in crypto. Here's the smorgasbord of wallets that you can pay me in, and you can pay me like that. I'm not accepting anything else. The mayor of New York City gets paid in crypto. And I asked this question before, and I have yet to find an answer. I keep searching, but I've yet to find an answer. If Eric Adams can get paid in crypto, does that mean all city employees can get paid in crypto? Mind you, in the United States, what India is doing in the United States, that's not going to work out. Because you have a lot of states that have already voted, yeah, no, we're not accepting your CBDC as legal tender. No. So there's a political problem, not just a technological problem. Just say it. Something to pay attention to, people. Something to pay attention to. Right? And, the scarcity of Bitcoin is going to say, I keep telling people, Bitcoin's going to be used for this. Right? Leveraging, getting loans against, all that good stuff. Bitcoin's not meant to be transactional in the way that other coins are meant to be transactional, even compared to Ethereum. Right? And I constantly get into debates with people that are like, oh, some of these older coins, they suck, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, that's highly possible. But remember, they were creating something that didn't exist. Thin air. Right? And so all of the other coins that have subsequently come were able to follow those books to create what they have. So I would expect that compared to certain newer coins, those older coins don't measure up necessarily. But some of those older coins really are kicking tail. Look at Ethereum. Look at Ethereum. Everything that's worth anything, it's on Ethereum. Or something that was based on Ethereum. Or is EVM compliant. Just saying. Don't knock it. Don't knock it. Learn from it. Just saying. If you're a real technologist, you don't knock things like that. You learn from those things. What else do we have going on? We've got Nokia filing a patent for digital asset encryption in China. Makes sense. Why? Because, they don't want their stuff knocked off. They file for the patent. It's a device. That's going to be slick. I want to see it actually in the real world. That's going to be interesting to me, see how it works out in the real world. And then we've got Ripple growth surging. There, Brad Garlinghouse is running around, oh my God, because of Trump and because of him, because of the new regime, Ripple's going to do really well and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, we get it, dude. We get it. Shut up now. I mean, I'm looking at some of these companies and I'm just like, there comes a point where there's enough kissing up that you need, and really you've reached that limit. Stop. Have some self-respect. Be done with it, because it's embarrassing. Right? It really is embarrassing. Got to get that straight. Got it. Stop that. Just stop it. It's not funny anymore. Right? The new regime is going to come in and they're going to do a lot of things for a lot of different industries. Some of it good, some of it bad. Take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research and figure it out for yourself, for your own bags. But listening to Brad Garlinghouse every other day praising the new regime, it's nauseating. Just saying, it's nauseating. It gets to a point, right? It really does get to a point. Now we're approaching rubber meeting road. We're approaching rubber meeting road. January 20th, rubber meets road. That's going to be a very big deal. We're going to be paying attention to that. Right? What kind of regulations are there? There are already rumors saying that, the new regime is not going to sign any kind of order that's going to create a Bitcoin reserve. It's a minor rumor, but it's a rumor nonetheless. And people are starting to wonder, well, really? Because he doesn't always do what he says he's going to do. So yeah, another reason why I'm involved in crypto. Again, stateless, not controlled by any single country. Going to have to be paying attention to everything around the world as the world churns. Just saying, there's a lot to pay attention to. And don't forget, this week is an earnings week. It's a big earnings week. I mean, you've got companies like, actually, you know what? You know what we should do? We should go through the numbers. And as we're going through the numbers, we'll check to see who's actually got numbers coming out starting this week for quarterly numbers. So let's bump on over. All right, we're going to start with the GMB Crypto Tracker top 25 losers. You've got Goatsius Maximus down 6.73% with a GMB X factor of 1.58. It's brand new and it's already 1.58x that it needs to just achieve back to its all-time high. Yeah, that tells me. Phantom is down 5.12% with a GMB X factor of 3.38. Pretty sure they can do it. I'm only mentioning this, but it's underneath my 5%, my 5% rule clearly. But Athena is down 4.96% with a GMBX factor of 0.26. Athena's doing well. That to me is a number that says profit taking. And you can see everything just flipped. Let's see. We still go down to here. Fartcoin is down 5%. Sonic is down 5.25%. I don't know what the heck Chex token is, right? But you're starting to see things actually start to pop off. On the earnings calendar, who do we have this week? Constellation Brands, Delta, Jefferies Financial, Albertsons, let's see, Walgreens. Let's see, who else do we have? KB Home is big. What else? Good enough for this week. But you've got a number of companies starting to come out this week with their earnings reports, their quarterly earnings. So pay attention, people. Do your own research. Then we've got, numbers coming out. So Wednesday, we're going to get jobless claims. Everything that we see on Thursday is going to happen on January 8th. Why? Because we're going to be mourning Jimmy Carter. So things stop on Thursday. So they're being moved up to Wednesday as opposed to Thursday. And then Friday, we can expect consumer sentiment, U.S. unemployment report, all that kind of information coming out on Friday. Fear and Greed Index is at 76. Not bad. We've been at 72. Previous to that, we had 74. Then we've reached $140 billion, $140.637 billion in total value locked. We've been battling back from like the 130 range, so that's pretty good. Then again, you're looking at Bitcoin, and you're seeing Bitcoin approach the top end of my band at 99,655, and my band goes from 93,434 to 99,655, and we're approaching that. We hit above just a little while ago. But we're paying attention. Why? Because we seem to be on an upswing. And if we actually draw lines, you can see that we would actually go over and hit probably 100 grand. But we'll see. If you're going by lines, if you draw the line, like 1, 2, you only have 2 points you could pay attention to. Maybe 3 right here, right? Not this one, but 1, 2, 3, maybe. But they seem a little bit off. 1, 2, yeah, you would go off in a different direction than hit one of these. So yeah, hard to draw lines right now. Hard to draw lines, but seems to be on an uptrend. Let's take a look. Yeah, seemingly on an uptrend. You see how close we are to right there. But again, my big number is 107,780. That's not the all-time high. But that was one of the first highs when it came out, and I left it there because we're not even approaching it yet. My real number is 110, right? But I think that if we get past that 107,780, we would get to 110 probably within that same day. But we'll see. I mean, numbers play games with you. They really, really do. But you can see how we've been playing around with this within this consolidation area, and I think by the end of the month of January, you're going to see massive upticks. So if you can, dollar cost average as much as you can, so you can get in and enjoy the gains. When looking at the big board, this is one of the reasons why we do the GMBX factor, because right now We have a lot of green, but what I'm seeing is a lot of opportunity. 99,233 for Bitcoin. Ethereum's at 36. It was down in the low 30s for a while, right? And you could have bought in. At one point, I think it was at 32 not that long ago, and you could have bought in. Now it's at 36. Avalanche, just pick out any one of these. BNB is up. Just pick out any one of these, and you can see there are great opportunities that are happening. Great opportunities that I was actually on yesterday making buys. Gotta do your investment. Gotta stay on top of it all. Then when you look at the numbers, you're sitting back and you're kind of going, oh, okay, I see what's going on here, right? Looking at the year to date, you have some that are doing very well. XRP, Ethereum, not bad at all. Even Solana's at 14%. But then you look at Doge and it's up 22%, 22.43% year to date. This is only day 6. So if you'd have bought 6 days ago, 5 days ago, you're up 22%. Cardano, you're up 28%. I'm just saying, pay attention to these numbers because they're going to help you as you go through the year. You know, Sui, you're up over 25%. Do you see Sui sneaking up the chain? Before it was below Toncoin. It was below Shiba Inu, below Stellar, below HBAR. But these are up and coming coins. HBAR, Stellar. Even you could say that even about Shiba Inu, but it tends to be holding steady within the mid-teens. And then Toncoin drops a little bit. Chainlink is rising. Sui is rising. You want to know who's at number 10? Tron. Tron is still there. Right? So these are the things that we're paying attention to. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. If you like what I'm doing, do me a favor, hit the like button and definitely subscribe to the channel. Absolutely. If you can, become a big bagger by going to https:// you know the drill, growmybag.tv/sign-up. And the reason why is because we have a monthly video conference call, live video conference call, where all of the big baggers get together. And then this month's topics include tokenomics, right? And also a proposal for the big bagger index, where we actually list out all the coins that we're interested in and watch that go forward as an index. So the next big bagger meeting is this coming Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we would love to see you. The more people that join the big baggers, the more big bagger meetings we will have. We've got a lot of things in store for 2025, and I hope you come along for the ride. This is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.